Let's go for our sun salutation now. Now we've done our rotations, arms up. Take a deep breath in, bring the shoulders away from the ears. Now as you fold, I want you to imagine that you can literally touch the walls with your fingers, really extending those arms. Let's go all the way down. So you're either touching the floor or you're just hanging. Make sure the knees are soft. Now bend your knees and step back with your right leg. I've been told that Instagram Live does not mirror, so I'm going to use my right leg so you can see what's going on. Arms in the air. Now stay here as you are. I'm going to turn to the side. Your feet are facing straight ahead. Heel at the back is up to the ceiling and my back leg is straight, so I'm not letting it dip. Upper body forward slightly. So I've got a straight line from the tips of my fingers down to my heel. The more I try and make this leg straight, the more muscle engagement I'm getting. Now put your hands down on the floor. Let me turn this way. Take your leg to the back, put your knees down. So this is where we have to do a bit of adjustment. Bring your hands back so your arms are in line with your shoulders. And the best way to do that is to touch your chest with your arms. Spread those fingers, press it in your belly button, and we're going to lower down. The first thing to touch the floor is your chest, not your belly. And relax. Now put your thumbs on your bottom ribs to take a deep breath in. Breathe out to lift your upper body as we come up for Cobra. The reason we put the thumbs on the bottom ribs is so that the hands come into the correct position. So if you look at it from this side, thumbs on my bottom ribs, and then bringing it up. So we're not going for this. That's far too much pressure on the back. I can feel it already. Now let's sit back into pose of a child. So you can feel the relief in the bottom of your back down here. That's such a nice stretch. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out to scoop it through. Now remember, if it's too much on your lower back for the Cobra, you can always come up in the Sphinx. Make sure the elbows are under the shoulders again, lifting your chest. And now, for those doing the Cobra and those doing the Sphinx, the cheesy yoga one-liner. Let the sun shine from your chest. Connect your toes. Take a deep breath in and come up in a down dog. Push your heels down into the floor so you can feel the stretch at the back of your legs. Now bend your knees, that's such a lovely stretch, and put your left knee down and your right foot to the front of the mat. Press through those toes. Make sure you can see the toes below your knees. And here's another side view for you. So it's a big, massive gap between the legs. Breathe in and lift your upper body. As you do, can you move this knee forward? Because if you move the knee forward, you'll get more of a stretch in your hip flexor. Bring the shoulders slightly forward to once again take the pressure off the lower back. Hands down, back leg connects the toes to bring it in, to breathe in and rise. Let's try and go a little bit further every time we do it. Okay, let's do the other side to finish our sun salutation. Breathe in and all the way down. Now bend your knees and try and hold your elbows behind your legs. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, straighten or try to straighten the legs. This is a stretch for your upper back, so it doesn't matter if you straighten your legs. If your legs become straight while you're doing it and you're not feeling it, the stretch, try and pull away from your legs while still holding those elbows. You'll really increase that stretch that way. Bend the knees to release the pressure. Hands on the floor, left leg back. Spread those toes, gives you better balance. Now remember what we said on the other side. pushing through that back leg. So your back leg is straight. I can feel every single muscle in my back leg. My toes are spread on this foot. Breathe in, hands down. Let's take the leg to the back. Now, this time, you don't have to put your knees down if you don't want to. Or you could put them down and you could put them a little bit further away. Let's lower down. All the way. Chest first, chest first. Relax those toes. Put your thumbs on your bottom ribs. Breathe in, breathe out as we come up in the cobra. And don't forget, your Sphinx is also an option. Breathe in. Let's sit back, pose of a child. Possibly the best yoga pose that was ever invented. Breathe in and let's scoop it through, all the way. Thumbs on your bottom ribs to bring it up. And now for the second best yoga pose, the down dog. Connect your toes, breathe in, bring it all the way up. Press those heels into the floor. Really feeling that stretch now in your calves, maybe all the way up to your bottom. I'm feeling it all the way up to the bottom because of that wonderful run I had this morning. Now bend your knees, right knee down on the floor, and bring that left foot all the way to the front of the mat. Lean into it. Arms in the air. Squeeze your head. Really feeling it in the hip flexor. Now we need to press through these big toes so the knee doesn't wobble. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's bring that back leg in. Breathe in, breathe out. If you have the room, let's do one more scraping of the walls. And we're finishing in the good position with the shoulders lifted and the bottom under. And relax. But relax, we've got the shoulders coming down, the bottom's still under. Grab yourself a drink. There's your sun salutation. As I said earlier, it's going to be quite a challenging class today because it is power yoga. So we're going to start with a warrior one, and then we're going to take that into a standing split. Now, a standing split can get quite technical, but I'll talk you through it. That's why I'm here. So let's set up our warrior one. You want your heels in alignment. So when I take my leg to the back, my heels are in line with each other. And then what I'm going to do is to lift my back heel. So bending into the knee, thinking ahead all the time, bending into the knee and turn the foot. So the heel is facing up to the ceiling. So there is your warrior one. Arms next to my ears. Shoulders slightly forward. So we have the straight line from the tips of the fingers down to the heel. I want you now to press through that back heel so you can actually feel the stretch in your calf. It's such a nice stretch. And now from there, put your hands down on the floor and you're going to lift your back leg. Now remember, we do have those options. You just stay there a second. Your other option, here's my poof, is to put your hands on your poof or on your sofa. You can see that letter there. Hope you can't zoom. Or on your sofa. Now the idea is to keep your hips nice and level. So what I don't want to see is, oh, of course I can't see, can I? What I don't want is the hip rolling out. Keep the hips level. If you can put your hand on your bottom, on both bum cheeks, you'll be able to figure out whether the leg is high or too low if the hip's dipped. Usually it's too high. So make sure that the top of your foot is facing the floor. There's a good start for hip rolling. And then lift the leg as you tilt your upper body. This is a very, very powerful move. So if you start shaking, that's because you're in the right position. Bring the feet together. Breathe in and rise. Bend those knees. Let's go back a little bit more. Breathe out. And bring those hands down. Let's swap sides. So let's take the other leg to the back. So we want those heels in line. So when you set up with your left leg at the back, your feet are in a 10 o'clock position. You bring the shoulders round to the front and lift your back heel. So the back heel is facing the ceiling. And then bring the arms up into the air. Now I feel I can get some more from this. So I'm going to take my leg further back, pushing through that back heel. But definitely pushing through both of my big toes, the back one and the front one, because they help with my stability. If you don't put as much emphasis on your big toe, that's what's going to happen. But we need to be stable and squeezing your head. Breathe in, take it down, hands down, and bring it up. Now remember, you can do this on your sofa. If you actually have yoga blocks, that's fine. You can do it as well. Here's a handy laptop. There you go. So all the time you're trying to lift the leg without turning the hip. If you aim to get your nose on your toes and your toes on the ceiling. Feet in. Breathe in and rise. Breathe out. Hands down. Give it a bit of a shake. I'm going to go for a drink, but that doesn't mean that we're at the end of the sequence. We've got so much more to add. Hi Debs, namesake, how you doing? Ryan, hi. All right, now moving on. So we've done the warrior one into the standing split. Soon we'll have everything together as a flow. But what we're going to do now is go straight into the standing split with the right leg in the air. And then we're going to turn it into a half moon, everybody's favourite. Let me demonstrate first. And I'm going to work my way through it quickly so then you can crack on. So I'm setting up, heels in line, heel up to the ceiling, arms in the air, hands on the floor, back leg up as high as I can. I'm spending a few seconds thinking about this. Can I get it higher? Then bend this supporting knee. And you're going to turn to the side and open out. Now, can you see when I came to half moon, I started to slow down. Because not only is it a balance thing, the slower you do it, the less likely you are to fall, but it also means that you can take your time to get into it. And the same goes for the injury side of it. If you take your time, you're not going to injure yourself. You will feel it, you'll feel it coming before it does happen. You can stop. That goes for any sort of exercise whatsoever. Take your time into it. If it's a strength exercise using lots of your big muscles. All right, so let's quickly get down in the standing split. Right leg in the air. How high can you get your leg? It's very challenging in this supporting leg in my left. Now I'm going to turn it. So I'm going to try and keep the pressure on the leg, the right leg, bend my left knee, and then turn to the right. Now, as I do, I'm trying to open out, keeping my legs straight, and the aim is to try to get my chest on the ceiling. If I have that in my mind, I should be able to turn. And now bring the hand down, feet together, breathe in and rise. Breathe out. Bring it back down. Bit of a shake. Let's swap sides. So we go, you can drop it down into your standing split, because I'm sure you're all very limber right now. And also, don't forget, hands on the sofa or the poof. If you actually look, my alignment is much better when I put my hands on the poof, because I'm giving myself a chance to do it. You can do the same thing. If you're lucky enough to have a mirror, a big mirror, long mirror in your bedroom, or anywhere really, you can practice this. So I've got my leg up in the air, see how high I can get it, bend the knee, and then I'm going to turn to you. Really opening out. And I have to say, this couple of weeks of rest have relaxed my muscles, making it easier to perform some of these yoga moves. See, there's always a bonus. Hands down, feet down, to breathe in and rise. Bend those knees. Now the unfortunate thing is we only have half an hour of this class. If we would have had an hour, we'd have all been going over into the crab, promise. Right, moving it on. We're going back into the half moon, and then we're going to take it to a triangle, so we bring it back up again. So if you watch this, I'm going to go straight into my half moon. So bend my knee, my hand on the floor or on the sofa or on a chair, and I come up. All that water I've been drinking, I can hear it sloshing around. Into this half moon. I then pivot to a triangle, which is this side and over. Get that? Right, so first of all, left foot, hand down. So you've got the toes facing this way, bend your knee, hand down, lift the leg, so lift that right leg. Once you've got your posture, look to me, and then breathe in, tilt, tilt, tilt. There we go. Turn this foot now as we go that way. Keeping the shoulders back, look up to the ceiling. So you feel that stretch here. Don't worry if you can't touch the floor, because what I don't want you to do is go, look at me touching the floor. Everything's out of alignment then. Your chest is facing the floor, your shoulders are rolled. What you need, you're aiming to turn your chest up to the ceiling. And you slide down that wall. Imagine you're in between two panes of glass. You don't stick your bottom out. Now bend into the knee, because it takes that pressure off, and come up for a quick warrior two as we rectify and give it a bit of a shake. Let's go to the other side now. Turning the foot, because we've just come out of the standing split. We then turn, move it this way, we then turn for your half moon. I do like a half moon. It's very challenging. And then breathe in. And let's tilt. Move this foot, move that foot. And bring it down. That's it. I'm going to move this side. Now what I'm noticing already is that I'm not as flexible on this side as I am on the other. So I'm not going to go overboard. I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to keep my bottom under. And every time I breathe out, there you go, I sink down. It's all in the breath. It's all in the oxygen. Breathe in and give me a bit of a warrior two to bring it out. Walk it in, shake it off. So I want you to grab a quick drink, and then we're going to flow it. We're going to flow it on both sides, all right? Okay, moving it on. Let's put all of that together in a flow. So all of it together in a flow, and then we'll move on to some down dog flowy things. We've got a while. Right. So first of all, let's go for it. You step back with your right leg, heels in alignment. Bend into the knee, lift the back heel, push through the back heel so it's straight. Arms in the air, squeeze your head, spread every single toe on this foot. Breathe in, hands down on the floor, your chair, your poof. Let's bring this back leg up. Remember, do not turn the hips. How high can you get your leg? Breathe in, bend your left knee, your supporting knee, and now turn to the right. Try and straighten that leg up, look up to the ceiling. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, bend the supporting knee. Let's go for our triangle. Keep it like this. So it's your left foot that's pointing to me. Check out that knee. Let's triangle. So tilt to me. Breathe in. Breathe out as you bend into your knee. Stay low as you bring that upper body up, shoulders back, bottom under. Breathe in. Breathe out. Swap legs. So we've got that left leg to the back now, all the way to the back. Now the wider the stance, the safer it is. There's less pressure on your knees. In fact, there's no pressure on your knees if you've got a nice wide stance. So bring it round to the front. Arms up. Push through your back heel. Breathe in. Hands down. On the floor, your poof, your chair. To breathe out. Back leg up. Let's get a great standing split. A really good one. Breathe in. Bend your knees. To turn. To breathe out. Breathe in. Bend this front knee. Put the back leg down. To breathe out. Let's tilt it for the triangle so my palms are facing forward. Bring that down here. Keeping my bottom under. Breathe in. Let's warrior two. To breathe out. Bottom under, chest square. Looking at your phone. Take a deep breath in. Whoa, breathe out. Arms up. Stretch. Touch the ceiling with your fingers. Now scrape the walls with your fingers. Lifting the chest the whole time. To breathe out. Give it a bit of a shake. Have yourself a little drink. It's not... Now, down dog. Go to the back of your mat. Because we're going to have a great Pilates roll down. Pilates roll down creates space in between your vertebrae and it's so lovely. So let's set our posture, feet facing forward, roll the shoulders back, make sure the feet are like that, knees soft, bottom, under, pull your pants up. And now put the chin into your chest. I've still got my shoulders back and I want you to roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. You can thank me for this later. Now bend your knees to put your hands on the floor and walk your hands forward. Try and keep your heels on the floor. And while you're trying to keep your heels on the floor, what you're also trying to do is to get your head in between your ankles. Now let's take it a little bit further forward. So your heels lift up. I'm going to turn back this way so I'm fully on the mat. Because I like to hold the sides of the mat. It stops it from slipping when I get really into my down dog. So imagine you're trying to get your head in between your ankles. Of course, that will never happen. However, if you try and do it, you'll find that you get the most from your stretch. Breathe in. Can we lift the right leg into the air? Now remember, the same applies as the standing split. Do not open out the hip. It's not about the high leg. It's actually about the leg that's on the floor. Breathe in. Bend your left knee, put the left knee down onto the floor, relax your toes, and bring your right foot into the left corner. Your right foot, left corner. Your right knee, right corner. Have we got it? Right. So this right hand here, there's a bit of pressure on. So I want you to use that pressure. Keep this joint open. So don't let the knee close up like that. Keep it open as long as you can. Naturally it will come in, but we don't want to start it there. So there's pressure on the hand. I'm going to use it to flip over. As you can see, it's already coming down. So if I'd have started with it closed, no. All right, now just lie down. Just lie down. You may have just heard a cockerel then. It was my alarm to have some breakfast. So we're lying down. Now try and aim to get this bum cheek actually on the floor. So you can feel the stretch here. Now, if you want to, remember this is always up to you. You can walk your hands back. You can do one arm. You can do two arms. Sorry, or the other. Or you can do two. Now, what I would like us all to practice, because I'm rubbish, I've been trying for years, is the mermaid. So this back foot is up. And what you're going to do is actually, you're going to try and hook it in your elbow. I know that's not happening for me today. But then the arm goes up. And in time, I'll be able to hold hands. Yeah. And relax. I wasn't just showing off there. I'm actually getting a stretch in this hip flexor. Let's go back into your down dog. Oh, brilliant. Somebody else has joined. For those of you that have to rush off to work, yes, we are going a little bit over and I'm sorry. But yeah, just let me know. If you want to get another yoga class on as well, let me know. And hopefully I'll do another. Now, let's go back into that down dog because we've got another leg to do. So I'm pushing my heels into the floor, trying to get my head in between my ankles. Back leg up. Remember, do not turn those hips. So the emphasis is now on my right leg. It feels like it's really doing the job. Bend your knees. Put that right knee down. And let's bring the foot to the front. So left foot, right corner, left knee, left corner. Pushing. And then let's flip over. And the aim is to try and get this bum cheek on the floor. And maybe your chest on the floor as well. That's always a nice one. Walk those hands back. One hand. Other hand. Two hands. Pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Hands down. And if you'd like to, let's go for it. Now, is my balance going to be the same on this side as it is on the other? More or less. And relax. Let's put those hands down and we'll take this leg to the back as we sit back in a pose of a child. But this time I want you to put your hands on your back because it relaxes your shoulders. Put your hands next to your head. Lift up and roll the shoulders back. Breathe in. Both hands on one side, lifting your chest up as you try and look at the wall behind you. Breathe in. Let's change sides. To breathe out. Bring it back to the center, hand down. Breathe in, look up to the ceiling. Breathe out. Let's change sides. Breathe in, breathe out. Hands together in prayer. Breathe in, breathe out. Namaste. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I really hope you've enjoyed it this morning. You were awesome. So if you want some more of the same, remember we're here every Thursday for yoga, every Monday and Friday for HIIT, so I'll have you tomorrow for HIIT. And Tuesdays it's Pilates, Thursday it's Strength Circuit. So join me here on Snap Fitness Live, 8 o'clock, Monday to Friday. Also, if you join my Instagram page, Attitude Fitness Worldwide, then you'll get lots of other videos. Join my mailing list, and my goodness, the world is your oyster. All right, have a fabulous day, everybody. Thank you so much.